Hi folks, our beautiful inn, as you know, alongside every other public house in the country, is closed, and rightly so, in these uncertain and troubled times that we're in. Like me, you'll be in lockdown at home, keeping busy, I hope, but possibly struggling with things to occupy your time with, and maybe getting on each other's nerves. Maybe. Are the four walls around you beginning to close in? Let your mind wander. Do you not yearn for the wide open bleak beauty of the high fells, to hear the lonely cry of the curlew, to walk the paths amongst the purple heather and to breathe in the crisp fragrant air of the moorlands, where the snow patches are gently receding and there is a promise of spring blowing in the breeze as you follow the ancient tracks to our door? Oh, to enjoy a perfectly pulled pint of fine ale, foaming fine ale, while sat beside the roaring fire of the highest pub in the British Isles. Ah, be perfect, wouldn't it? But you can't. We are closed. However, if you are missing us or just intrigued to know more, we do have this wonderful book, which is available on our webpage to purchase. And it's full of magnificent vistas, the ones that we are famous for. There's our wonderful curlew, who I was just talking about. And it's full of also stories and ghostly tales of yesteryear at Tan Hill. And its history, Tan Hill's wonderful, rich history, from ancient days to modern times. You want me to read a little? Okay, I'll read a little. Tan Hill, Britain's highest inn at 1,732 feet above sea level, that's 528 metres for those who do metric, stands alone amongst wild, beautiful moorland, 12 miles from the nearest town and 4 miles from its next door neighbour. Not 4 miles from a village or anything tame of that sort, as the visitors of the 1920s once noted, but 4 miles from the nearest inhabited building. That's still the case today. How long has there been an inn at Tan Hill is unknown. In 1586, William Camden's Britannia recorded a solitary inn at Tan Hill, but the present building dates from the 17th century, where it was known as King's Pit House. Alongside it stood a row of miners' cottages, the ruins of which were sadly demolished in 1971. Went to build Stainmore Cafe with that stone, they did. And behind were the remains of a third, even older building, the original Tan Hill Inn. The name Tan comes from the Celtic word for fire, or a branch in a track. Either would fit Tan Hill. The roads to Swaledale, Arkengarthdale and the Eden Valley follow the line of ancient tracks that may even date back to Neolithic times, and the Celts would have built great roaring Beltane fires here to celebrate the coming of spring. Could do with one of those soon. Coal has also been mined here since at least the 13th century, when the Richmond Castle was warmed by fires burning Tan Hill's coal, and probably much longer. The Romans mined lead in Swaledale and may well have smelted it with fuel from Tan Hill. There's a rocky summit behind the inn, and it would have been an ideal site for a Brigantes hill fort, commanding views for tens of miles over the surrounding area. From there, Roman legionnaires would have been clearly visible as they marched along the Roman road over Stainmore, the A66, which you can see behind the pub, and paused to rest at the marching camp at Raycross, due north of the inn. In 954 AD, the last ruler of the Viking kingdom of Jorvik, Eric Bloodaxe, was defeated and killed at the Battle of Stainmore within sight of Tan Hill. His name probably comes from his habit of murdering his brothers, who were rivals for his throne. His near contemporary, Thorin Skullsplitter, sounds as if he was equally handy with an axe. I'll read you a little bit more later, but for the time being, folk, that's all. But if you can't wait to know what to do, head down to our webpage where you can obtain this book and much more. So until then, don't forget, folks, that we are missing you and all your little dogs. As much as you're missing us, I hope. Not to mention the ghosts. We've got no one to scare at the moment, plus the headless miner in room 6. Ask me about that next time. Remember, folks, we are closed, but the flame still flickers in our hearth, and it is constantly tended, even now, until we return. See you soon, folks. Stay safe. It's gone cold now.